Hey guys, it's Mike again from Just Car People Things, and we are here working on our 2004 Toyota Tundra. Still really dirty. One thing I have been noticing, and when you go around a corner in the Tundra, particularly like a sharp corner, it sounds like something in the back of the truck is clunking, like da-dunk, da-dunk every time you take a corner. What I read online is that this is a very common issue with the leaf springs, and particularly the isolators between the individual leaves. And you can actually see the tip of one here that is broken off. We were also touching up a little fluid film here. So what I did is I went out, and after doing a little bit of looking online, you can buy, they call these leaf spring isolators. And what these do is these slot down into that little space between the springs and allow those metal plates to sort of float on each other. This box, $8, $2 a pop, little pieces of plastic, almost like little Delrin shims. So I was reading on the Tundra forum, and one of the discussions was what you have to do is you just have to jack the back of the truck up to pull weight off the axle. So I'll just, jack it on the frame rails with our bridge jack here. And then you split these leaves and you slot the new ones in there. This guy still looks like it's in pretty good shape. This guy looks completely shot. In fact, that is literally fallen off of there, and you can see it's just totally degraded over time because this is 20 years old. So we'll lift that up, we'll spread that apart, and then we'll be able to slot the new guys in. It's particularly apparent. I'm going to grab one of our handy dandy portable lights here. It's particularly apparent that's been moving around, and you can see the shim has actually even started to separate a little bit there out of the spring itself. So this guy looks pretty good still. You can see it's still in there, and this looks solid and is still doing its job, but this one is not. So what happens is when you go around a corner, obviously your rear axle is going to shift around a little bit, and you get this weird kind of thunk thunk as you go left to right. You can actually particularly see it as we come under here. Over here where this guy is completely gone, that shim that is supposed to be in there is barely in there, and the whole spring has shifted as a result of sort of the car shifting around. So we've gone through and we've taken a look, and I think we're just going to lift the truck up real quick and be able to replace those two items. So with that, I'm going to plunk my light right there. I'm going to go get our bridge jack, a couple tools, and we'll get cracking on this. All right, well, this is actually a shockingly quick job. Once I got the vehicle elevated just a little bit, you don't even need to get it fully in the air. You just need to take some of the tension off that leaf spring. Got a big fat screwdriver, got a mallet, found my way in there, and just started basically whomping that in there. And what you can see here is that this, careful here, this is the old one that was in there, and I think it shows every bit of the 20 years and Midwest winters that it had seen. So this thing is actually almost feels like leather at this point. So this is clearly not doing its job, and this spring is shifting around inside the leaves when you go around the corner, and you're getting this clunky noise on our rusty 20-some-year-old project pickup truck. So what we've got now is the new ones, and we'll just basically potentially widen this even further. I might get a slightly larger tool to kind of keep pounding in there to just give me even more gap, and then just drop the other one back in, the new one back in. So we'll just keep cracking away at this, and I'll show you what it looks like when we go to actually install the new part. All right, we're back, and it took a little finessing, but we did manage to split the spring apart. I actually found an old metal hatchet head that I had that had broken off. It was in the bottom of a tool bench, and I'm like, that is the perfect wedge to use to split this spring. So as you can see here, we've managed to slot that in now back into its kind of correct place. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to probably remove this this wedge out of here slowly from the other side by kind of tapping it out from the other side, and that will allow that to compress, and that will then fit right back into there, and that will drop that spring back onto that correct spot. So we're going to maybe give that a shot, kind of working this out from the other side, and then kind of going from there with a big screwdriver. So I've got my big screwdriver here, which I already dropped, and be able to tap back from the other side away from the S2000 that's sitting there, and hopefully be able to kind of clink this thing out of here and drop that, snap that right back into place. So it should be pretty gradual. We didn't, this is at the tip, you know, isn't much wider than a screwdriver head, so it worked out really well to get us kind of that 1/2 inch or so, 3/4 of an inch of clearance to slot that in there. And it looks pretty good. You can see it's kind of centered up underneath there where it's supposed to be, and we should be good to go. So let's go back from the other side and take a crack at kind of tapping that out. So we whoa! Well then, all right. I guess that was under a little bit of pressure, but you can see that definitely seated in there. And I should mention, watch your fingers when you're doing this, guys. That was absolutely wild. We'll probably play that back for you in slow-mo. But as you can see, this new pad is in there. It looks appropriate. The old one's still functional right there, but we'll go on. The one on the other side that's in the same spot is actually almost completely gone. So we'll go do the same thing from the other side and make sure that that is in the right spot as we go. So yeah, yowza. That old hatchet head fired out of there. And I don't even know where this is even from, but it's super dull, which is the good news. So nobody nearly died in that, but that actually worked shockingly well to effectively yeet the new one into position. So there we go. That's where it's supposed to be. Out with the old, in with the new. Always something fun here. Look at the difference in that. And so that's going to really help our ride, and I think going to help with that donking sound we hear when we go left to right. So that said, appreciate you guys tuning in so far, and we'll maybe show you a little more on the other side when we're all done, or see if we can shoot some more stuff at us while we're playing here with the camera. Well folks, that about does it. We got the second one in over here that needed to be replaced. Looks good. This is the condition of this guy that was over here supporting that leaf spring. That's how bad that was. So I'm hoping this will solve a little bit of our left to right sharp turn, low speed clunking sound that we hear, because I'm guessing that leaf spring moving around on there probably was a big part of it. I read this on Tundra forums. They suggested maybe giving a crack at this. Got 2 spare ones left, one here and one here. So if the other 2 start to go, we've got those handy. This is the selection of the tools that I used. I used a nice mallet. Get a lot of use out of these things. These are about 15 bucks. They're awesome. Used a big pry bar. Ended up using this old hatchet head, pretty dull, but the one thing I will note, be careful when using a wedge with these. There's a lot of potential energy, and at one point that popped out and actually shot a couple feet. So if your face is right there, you could end up wearing this, and you don't want to. So just be careful if you're using something like this. I thought a little about it, probably should have thought more about it. You know, this is always a safety second or third shop normally. A couple different screwdrivers just to use as wedges and pry bars, but you can see already this is sitting in a much more kind of normal looking manner right there. So hopefully we'll be good to go. We'll get it down off the lift here, get our tools put away, and might do a little bit more fluid filming just because it's that time of the year and we've already got the truck partially in the air. So cheers guys, appreciate you tuning in, appreciate you liking, subscribing. Any opportunity to do some of this kind of quick, easy maintenance stuff on our Tundra is an opportunity for us to do some stuff to share with you and sort of see how to do it and learn how to do it. I'm finding like remnants of the last time I fluid filmed on my lift, which is just so great. Anyway, you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.